Something strange is happening in the Reacher universe. Fans are asking the same question every single day: where is Season 4? And the deeper we look, the more it feels like the answer is hidden behind production secrets, shifting schedules, and unexpected clues that Amazon never planned for us to find. There's a moment every Reacher fan knows well: the calm before the storm. It's that quiet pause when the screen cuts to black after another explosive finale, and all we can think is, what comes next? That moment has arrived again. With Season 3 delivering bigger action, deeper tension, and Jack Reacher at his most dangerous, viewers around the world are now searching for the truth behind Season 4, but instead of clear answers, we're getting silence and mystery. Reacher has become one of Amazon's most powerful shows. Each season feels bigger than the last, not only in the fights and chase scenes, but in the way the story keeps pulling us back into Reacher's world. The show knows exactly how to leave us wanting more, and Season 3 did it perfectly. The problem is, the more we wait, the louder the questions get. Fans are tracking every interview, every post, every tiny hint from the cast or the studio. It's almost like trying to solve a case Reacher himself would take on, following clues, connecting timelines, expecting the unexpected. And that's what makes this moment so exciting. Even without official news, pieces of the puzzle are slowly falling into place, and each one brings us closer to the truth. So today, we're stepping into the investigation ourselves. We're digging into what we know, what's been said, and what the clues are pointing toward. Because the biggest question isn't just when Season 4 will arrive. It's whether the studio has already begun planning it without telling us. And if they have, the release date may be hiding in plain sight. Even though Amazon hasn't come out with a big announcement for Reacher Season 4, we actually know more than it seems. The clues are small, almost hidden, but when you put them together, a clear picture begins to form. And it starts with one simple fact: Amazon wants Reacher to continue. The show is one of their highest performing action series. Each season pulls massive numbers, and streaming platforms don't ignore that kind of success. The first big clue comes from the production pattern. Season 1 premiered in 2022. Season 2 arrived in late 2023. Season 3 is now wrapped up for release. This steady cycle shows that Amazon has been treating Reacher as a yearly or near-yearly franchise, similar to how they handle other major titles. When a show follows that kind of rhythm, it usually means future seasons are already being planned behind closed doors, even before the most recent one airs. Then there's Alan Ritchson. He's become the face of Reacher in a way few actors ever do for a character. In interviews, he has hinted more than once that he's ready and willing to continue the journey. At one point, he even joked that he'd play Reacher until he's old and gray if the fans want it. His energy alone suggests ongoing talks, even if the studio isn't officially saying anything yet. Another key detail comes from filming timelines. Because Reacher relies on heavy stunt work, large set pieces, and location shoots, the production team usually works months ahead of schedule. That means decisions for a new season are often made long before viewers know about them. If Amazon followed the same pattern as past seasons, Season 4 planning may have started quietly sometime during or right after the filming of Season 3. And finally, there's the simple business rule: when a show is a hit, you don't let it sit too long. Amazon has invested in Reacher as one of its headline action brands, and everything they've done so far suggests momentum, not slowdown. Put all these pieces together, and we may not have an official statement, but the signs point to something moving behind the scenes. When you start looking at the clues surrounding Reacher Season 4, it becomes clear that the truth isn't hidden, it's scattered. The real challenge is connecting the dots. So let's break down the timeline, the industry patterns, and the small signals that hint at when Season 4 could realistically arrive. First, look at the gaps between past seasons. Season 1 and Season 2 were separated by roughly 1 year. Season 3 followed a similar pace, with production beginning long before viewers even knew what was happening. This pattern points to a steady rhythm, one season per year or slightly longer if the story requires bigger stunts or more complex shooting setups. And Reacher is the kind of show that keeps growing with every new chapter. So more preparation time is expected, not unusual. Next, consider Amazon's overall release strategy. They rarely place their biggest action shows too close together. You'll never see Reacher dropping right next to The Boys or a new Jack Ryan installment. They like space about 6 to 8 months between major action series to keep viewer attention high. That spacing gives them room to market each show properly. And Reacher's strong brand makes that spacing even more important. Then there's something fans often overlook: book choice. Each season is based on a different Lee Child novel. Some books require more characters, more locations, and more physical action. If Season 4 adapts a storyline with large shootouts or heavy travel, the production schedule could stretch a little longer. The show has been faithful to the spirit of the books, and that requires time, planning, and a lot of muscle both physically and creatively. And finally, external factors matter. Actor availability, crew scheduling, and even global events can shift timelines. Reacher relies heavily on practical stunts and real environments, not just green screen work. That means weather, location permits, and travel all play a role in the timeline. It's a puzzle where every piece must fit perfectly, or the whole schedule moves. When you study all these patterns together, you start to see the shape of a timeline forming, not official, but logical. And that's the timeline that guides our bold prediction. Now that all the clues are laid out, it's time to step into the part every fan has been waiting for: the prediction. Not a guess, not a wild theory, but a timeline built from everything we know, everything we've seen, and everything Amazon has quietly hinted through its actions. When you put all the pieces together, one clear window stands out for Reacher Season 4, based on past production cycles. Amazon's release spacing, actor availability, and the scale of the next book adaptation. The most realistic landing spot is late 2025 or early 2026. This window gives the team enough time to write, prepare, film, and polish an action-heavy season without rushing. It also matches Amazon's habit of spacing out its biggest series, giving Reacher a strong, spotlighted release slot. It's not official, but it's the closest thing to the truth we have right now, but there's more. The show's rising popularity means Amazon won't want to lose momentum. The longer a hit series disappears, the harder it becomes to keep the excitement alive. Streaming platforms know this better than anyone. That's why Reacher has been kept on a tight, predictable track from the beginning. So if production hasn't already started in secret, it's extremely likely that planning is underway right now, with casting choices, stunt work, and early scripts being shaped behind closed doors. So what about the story itself? Without spoilers, the next book in line offers a darker, more personal chapter in Reacher's journey, something fans will notice as a shift in tone. Expect bigger confrontations, deeper emotional stakes, and a Reacher who's pushed to his limits physically and morally. The show has been slowly raising the bar each season, and Season 4 could be the most intense chapter yet. In the end, the waiting game continues, but not without direction. The clues, the hints, and the industry logic all point in one direction. Reacher Season 4 is coming, and when it arrives, it will hit hard. Until then, the only thing we can do is watch the signs. Track the whispers and stay ready for the moment Amazon finally breaks the silence. If any leaks, teasers, or confirmations drop, we'll uncover them the moment they surface, because this investigation isn't over. It's just getting started.